Here we are. You're so smart.
I'm just making sure. So everybody
www.rochesterfreeradio.com. Come and join us. Everybody say hi. Let's go around the room. Hold on. Please hold.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
Neff.
Yeah, silence it. Hi.
I can't see you.
Here.
Hey. Yo, I'll call you after the radio.
Here we go. Neffy can't see, as you can tell.
My water down there. Yeah. Well, because I think you left it in the other room. I think you left it in the other room.
I brought it for you. It's yours.
You gotta tell me if this mic's being jacked up.
No.
You want me to grab it?
All right, we're starting in 14
Your
seconds.
phone mount. You just took your phone mount.
Everyone's watching you.
Stop. Spiteful.
Why you did it to her?
What's going on, Rochester? Be the Change Radio. You're listening to 106.3 FM, WRFC, Neffy.
Chris.
Deanakins.
Karina.
Oh, we didn't freeze to death. We're all here.
Amen. I wasn't there, just kidding.
Well, yeah. Sometime soon, when you have a babysitter.
Yeah, exactly.
So we had our first board meeting, which was really awesome. I was super excited about that. I thought it went really great.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have like some really cool. What are you laughing at?
Oh my goodness.
Chris is grounded. But we're really excited. We got a lot of work done. We're, moving right along, getting stuff done. We were wondering today, it was -5 this morning when we normally get ready to go out. So we decided, even with the dangerous weather, when we were actively using, that wouldn't stop us. So we went out and we actually just got done working, which is really cool. For anybody that does not know, Rochester is under a code blue weather emergency. That happens when the temperature is 20 degrees or below. Police will pick people up and take them to shelters. So it's really awesome. There is a new shelter as well on Dewey Avenue. And the phone number for that shelter, if you know someone in need and needs a place to stay, the phone number for the shelter at 1392 Dewey Avenue is 506-1282. That's 506-1282. We have some fun stuff to talk about today.
We have lots to
Oh
go
my gosh,
over.
you guys are a mess.
I gotta just show you guys what's going on over here.
We're doing a live Facebook feed from our Hope Dealers and Recovery Radio group page on Facebook. You can go to that and check it out live if you want to. If you're having a hard time listening in Rochester, you can go on to www.rochesterfreeradio.com and click the link, or you can go on to our website, hopesdealersbtc.com. So you can listen from wherever.
You can listen everywhere.
And who wouldn't want to listen to us? We're awesome.
Amazing.
So I I just found out that Monroe County, it was added to the class action lawsuit against the opiate manufacturers. Did you guys hear that?
Yes.
We did.
What do you think? I mean, because we didn't get any money, really. We were trying to get people in the group to get trained to be able to train people to use Narcan. But Monroe County, I think, possibly maybe one or two others in this whole area is the only county that didn't get any money for funding for that.
That's not cool.
Wow.
No, it sucks. What? Why don't you guys hold that? Chris is gonna have to there you go. we're all in the same room when we figured it would be easier to do it this way.
Sharing is caring.
Yes. So Chris
Absolutely.
Chris and Adina are sharing a mic, and
It works. And headphones.
yeah.
Sharing is caring.
It's a fun time in here. Another new exciting thing, Todd Baxter. Everyone know who that is?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Todd Beck, he's now our,
Sheriff.
yeah.
Yeah. He's the new
Chief.
sheriff in
Did
town.
he take Patrick
Patrick
O'Flynn's
O'Flynn's
job?
Yes,
job.
he did.
Okay.
He did.
So he just got sworn in, and he says the heroin epidemic will be a priority. He's going to have daily briefings, weekly briefings. He's going to find out everything that he can and work with drug courts to help get addicts out of jail and into recovery, which I think that's huge.
That is such a big deal, let me just say. I think that is immensely a big deal, and I say that because, being from here, going to Florida, finding recovery in Florida, and coming back to find out, not only do we have a new sheriff, Not only do we have a new sheriff, that he won the race, but now he's making it a priority to look at what's going on. Everybody keeps saying, what are they going to do? What are the government officials going to do? And now here we actually have somebody that's trying to make a stand for what we all believe in,
Yeah, I think that's really good. I know for me, times I was in jail, the transition from jail to, the real world, I guess we could call it, was tough. A lot of times, a re-entry program would be helpful, because being in addiction for so long, a lot of times I didn't know how to be a responsible member of society. I didn't know exactly how to deal with life on life's terms and live in the world normally and be responsible and get a job and pay bills and stuff like that. Have I done it before? Yeah, but it wasn't, something regularly in my life. So all I really knew was the streets, and I would just go back to that as soon as I ran into a little bit of life on life's issues. I would just go to numbing myself again. So I think re-entry would be a big thing.
Definitely, and a lot of them are only in there because they've done crimes. And I'm not trying to say it's okay because of their actions that they did when they were in active addiction, but a lot of them wouldn't have done that if they were not using. Baxter pledged specifically in the fight against opioids. He said, "Let it be known, if you manufacture or sell this poison, you will have 1,100 deputies coming for you." Good for him.
That's awesome.
There's been so many overdoses since the new year. Even in the past freaking 2 weeks, it's been crazy. I actually got a phone call while we were out on our cleanup from someone who will remain anonymous, but this person said that they're still using, they bought something and tested it, and it was not what it was supposed to be, and if this person did that, they could have died. And that's the thing, I got into a heated argument with quite a few people over the weekend on a couple pages. It's fine to disagree with people. I can do it in a respect, but when you're stabbing people and saying they deserve to die, I can't even say the word that I want to say. It's unhuman. don't know one person whose life hasn't been affected in one way or another from drugs.
I think it's just misinformed people. They don't have an understanding of the disease of addiction, you know, and I don't know if they would be saying the same things if it was their brother, son, sister, mother, aunt, uncle, whatever, being so affected by it. And for all they know, they have family members that are being affected by it, but I totally disagree with it too.
Absolutely. It's disgusting.
Stephanie's quite the multitasker, as you can see.
That's funny.
Yeah, someone said I wish.
Can you guys hear me now?
I wish Narcan wasn't made to save people.
Can
and
you
it's
hear
like,
me?
I don't. This is another human being. Like, that's it. If you don't respect someone else's life, there's something seriously wrong with you. It doesn't matter anything having to do with anybody else. We're all humans. We should respect each other's life, and that's it. Bottom line. Yeah, I am multitasking, and while
Or
I'm
at least she's trying
and
to.
while I'm trying to multitask,
Oh, why thank you.
Adina has a little
Can you hear me
tidbit to
now?
say.
Tidbits. Here's the microphone.
Okay. I'm going to put the headphones down for a second. For all your home improvements, heating, cooling, remodeling needs, interior, exterior, they do it a lot. Do it all. 7 C's Home Improvements. All you have to do is call Chad at 585-613-1548. Or you can look him up on Facebook and you can see his before and afters. He's pretty good at what he does. No, I have to say he's excellent at what he does. He's a master, jack of all trades, master of all.
I'm gonna beat her.
Oh, whatever.
Thank you, Adina.
Yeah.
So Chris, how is your, living in the what is it, sober living, or is it halfway house? How's that going?
It's going really good. I'm just continuing my program that it was from day one when I got an inpatient. Basically, I get to a meeting a day. I stay around sober, positive people that are supportive of my recovery. I do this volunteer thing every Sunday, and I just do everything I can. I'm getting into the steps with my sponsor. That's just something I choose to do, and it helps me in my recovery. I have an understanding of a higher power and a working relationship, which is very important to me. Just doing what I got to do day by day. We got a good group of guys in the house also. Shout out to you guys at the house. We all go to meetings. Most of us have sponsors and are doing what we need to do. But I do got to thank Be the Change because it really is like one of the main foundations. It's like a pillar in my recovery. Just being around you guys. I haven't laughed this much in probably 10 years. Like the last 10 weeks I've known you guys. So.
Love
ya.
We love you.
Aww.
We're a big family, and it's awesome. I don't know what I would do
He loves us.
without any of you. So I totally feel what he's saying. So we were going to go and sing happy birthday to my stepdaughter, and we're unable to. So it is my stepdaughter Jaden's 9th birthday, and you guys are going to have to hear our horrible
Singing.
Whatever.
We'll just call it squealing.
You're going to have to hear it for a minute, and we apologize. But it will only take a minute.
Let's be
for
clear,
us
we
to
don't
sing.
apologize.
Yeah, we really.
Not sorry.
No, we're not apologizing.
Not sorry.
This goes out to Jaden.
Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jaden. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Yay! And
That wasn't
I know
so
you
bad.
all sang along
It really
with
wasn't
us.
that bad.
I'm certain of it.
And I know Justin is just smiling down on her, and she's just such a great kid.
Thanks,
her
Joe.
and Allie. And And I know me and my kids love them to death, so we just wanted to say happy birthday to her on the air. Hopefully she can listen. So, okay, Karina.
Yes.
We
I knew it was coming.
We kind of had to, it was, the hour went by so fast last time. So quickly. So, do you remember where we left off?
I was done. I don't know what you're talking about. I have nothing else to say.
No, you weren't. No, you were not. You were just getting started.
No, I mean I pretty much ran it up. Exactly. I pretty much ran through it all. I was just, giving the quick version of it because we have a limited time here. So.
We'll kind of recap it.
New people. Hey guys, I'm Karina and I'm an addict.
Hi, Karina.
We're just gonna go at it real quick because again we're on a really limited time frame and I feel like I'm gonna just share my story until I. What was that? Okay, yeah. You're very distracting at the moment, young man. So, yeah. I've been in recovery for. Actually, when we were here, that reminds me of something that's a little funny because I can't really remember. I mean, I know what my clean date is. I'll never forget it, but I couldn't really remember how many months because I'm not really good at math. So I was like, yeah, it's almost. We're getting up there. We're getting closer because now that it's a new year, we're getting closer to 3 years. We are getting closer. That's how I say we are.
Right, yeah.
I don't know why you people keep saying you can't hear me. I don't know what you want me to do.
Hey, Crisco.
Okay, so yeah, it'll be on the 21st of this month, it'll be 32 months.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay!
So
Congrats.
it's a little further than 2.5 years. So yeah, on May 21st, it'll be 3 years exactly. And it's been really hard. Oh, okay, there you go. Thumbs up. I'm talking to my live feed. Sorry guys, I'm multitasking as well. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into the whole mess of it because my life was total chaos and confusion for 15 years while I was getting high. And what I always say, and I always will say probably until I die, is that I never knew I was an addict, whereas a lot of people get to the point where, and I'm not knocking anybody else's story, but Stacy, I love you, Stacy. I love you, Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
I love you. Anyways, my bottom was just different than, like everybody else's. And for me, going to jail a few times was enough. And, I went to my first meeting when I was in jail, and that meeting changed my life. And, I will never forget the way that I felt when I went to that meeting because that's what made me realize that I was an addict and that I had a problem. So I asked for help and I went to rehab. And I was in a residential program. I was in a residential program for 7 months. Now, here's the thing. Okay, so 7 months I lived with 65 women on a continual basis. So every week somebody graduated and went home, and every week new women came in. And I was just talking about this. I was just talking about this to you.
Yes.
I was just talking about this, that out of all of those women, now, some of them came, relapsed and came back, but me and one other girl are the only ones that are still clean. When I say still clean, I mean have remained clean. I'm not knocking the girls that have made their way back. Thank God that you have made your way back. But I'm just saying that's how much the odds are stacked against us. And for me, when I got out of rehab, I did what they told me to do. I got a home group, I went to meetings, and I built a huge network of people in recovery, and I got a sponsor. I started working steps because, that's the thing for me. I really believe that people can do it however you can find your way to recovery, do it. But for me, I personally believe in working with the sponsor and working steps. That's what does it for me. And taking inventory of myself and being honest, which isn't always easy because my disease tells me it's okay to lie, and that's really frustrating, is when you're trying to be honest and your mind tells you different things. So we love you too, Amy. I choose to remain vigilant in staying on top of myself and my behaviors and my actions. And over 2.5 years, I still haven't found a reason to pick up, and I hope that I don't ever. No matter what happens to me, I feel like there is a solution. You know, I'm still not great at reactions. You know, I still react based off of my emotions a lot, as you guys know. The recent events of my life just continue to show that. But ultimately, I refuse to pick up. I refuse to give up. I don't care. I really don't care what happens. You know, with my son, with my grandmother, with relationships, even with you guys, when it comes to like the petty arguments, the fights, life shows up. And I continue to say that life shows up, and it will continue to show up. But I have a choice. Actually, another thing that we just talked about, I don't have a choice. We all have choices. And for me, if I put it in my mind that I actually have a choice to use, then I will. Then I will just actually go back out and pick up. But I don't have that option anymore. Getting clean has given me the blessing of being a mom. So not only is it about me, it's about my son. Every choice that I make in my life right now doesn't just impact me, it impacts him. And being a part of this group is something that really is near and dear to my soul. When I first moved back here, I had a really hard time. Getting used to life in New York because I never wanted to leave Florida, and I'm still a little bit bitter about it, let's just be honest. And thank you, Chris Cope. Again, I will continue to thank you forever, because if it wasn't for him reaching out to me and giving me the names, one of those names he gave me was this lovely lady right here.
Oh my gosh, Chris is amazing, and we just fell in love with you when we met you.
And I will never forget that day. Amy, I hope you're still watching, because I'm talking about you too, girl.
Let me say hi.
Say what? What? Yeah, so from the time that we met, that first interaction at Soars, like, poor Neff, she was just all over the place.
Oh my gosh.
And she was trying so hard to get everything neat and organized. And Dina, like, they're all just running around. And I'm like, hey.
I know.
I was like, hey, guys, I'm Karina.
In that
What
voice,
can I
too.
do to help?
Just like that, hey, guys. So I came up, and, and I gave him hugs. And she's like, oh, yeah. And she's just, like, madness, running all over the place. And I go, oh. And they're, like, going back and forth. So, I just stepped up. And I was like, okay,
Jumped in.
this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, at the end of that day, you guys were like, Wolfpack here joining us.
Yeah.
Because there was just this immediate connection. And I don't ever like to say things like, I probably would have, probably wouldn't have. But I really do. I feel like if I hadn't met you guys at the time that I did, like, I was not headed in a very good direction. As strong as I thought I was, like, with being clean and having a baby, I was having a really hard time. I was having just a really hard time. And I really believe that God kind of, like, laid all that out for me. Because I was too scared to reach out on my own in the beginning, and then I did. And now here we are. Look at, you see this? You see what's going on here? Uh-huh. So, yeah. And here we are, and I still feel like I feel the same. Everything happens to me in waves. Sometimes I'm really vigilant about the program that I'm involved in and working it. Then there's, I'm just getting out of, I feel like, this funk where, I wasn't going to meetings. I wasn't even really involved with the group. I'd kind of taken a step back because I got in a relationship, and, my life was crazy with my living situation and my son. But, all that was on me. It's just that simple. It wasn't on anybody other than myself. And I'm just really grateful for the events that have happened, because it just continues to show me that my disease shows up in different ways in my life, and it will try to finagle its way into taking me out. and it's gonna have to try a lot harder than that.
Michael Conflict Justice said, "Way to go, Karina."
Oh, Mike! I miss you. Applebee's been a long time.
And so, New Year's Eve, we had a much needed
Oh.
girls' night. TJ and Adina were welcome to come, but they stayed home. So we
With the
had an
kiddos.
official girls' night. And I needed it. You needed
I-
it. Stacy needed it.
New Year's was
been
not a
invited.
very good day for me. It was not.
You totally would have been invited, Chris.
Whatever.
You were not
You're
invited.
grounded.
Next time I have a wig you can borrow. I'll sneak in.
That was like a soul cleansing experience for me that I needed. Even though I was like kind of crazy, like I was like upset and happy and upset and happy. It was Stacy, I love you so much. If you're watching, I just love you. I do. I really needed that.
She's so funny.
I feel like that was very significant for us, and to bring in a whole new year. You know,
Right.
I feel like that was much needed, and my son was good. It was nice.
Mike said you just miss his food.
I do miss his food.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
I
not
miss
even
his
gonna
food, too.
try to like sugarcoat that. I miss you and your food.
Listen, this guy makes the best chili in the planet, and some freaking gravy, biscuits and gravy crap that I never would have eaten before.
Crap! No way.
No, it's
Sausage, biscuits, and
amazing.
gravy is
Yeah,
so good.
Oh.
I was never about that life, but dude, I'm telling you, when I ate that, it was life changing, and it was like, oh. So yeah, it was pretty cool. He's a freaking good cook.
Like heaven in your mouth?
I couldn't.
Hey, we're on the radio.
It's okay.
Oh my goodness, that was a good one.
I love DJ's face over here.
It's an inside joke. It's not an on the air inside joke.
Moving on.
Totally an inside joke. We'll have to tell you about it sometime.
Sometime.
Thanks for that, Mike. Though, thank you, Michael, because that was great. Yeah, what?
Stacy said, "Okay, whatever. You love my vegan food."
I'm gonna keep myself calm because we'll go off in a whole nother tangent there. I love you, Stacy.
Mike's making rice and beans tonight. Stuff.
Oh my goodness. Enough. Okay, we're taking a radio break.
Just a quick break.
And you know what? Okay, so something's going on. I had a bunch of songs that I was going to play, but I cannot get anything to download. So I'm going with the music that's on the computer already. So I don't even know what the song is. But I know I used to get sick as a dog when I was going through withdrawal. And Aerosmith has this song called Sick as a Dog. So
We're gonna go for it.
We're going for it. We will catch you guys back in a second. You guys are listening to Be the Change, 106.3 FM, WRFC.
Rochester Free Radio.
.com.
Dude, I cannot get any.
This is where we take our break.
TJ needs to talk.
This is where we
We'll
take
get
our
into
break,
this
and you
someday.
guys get to see the real
Okay.
madness that happens
I
when
won't-
we're here.
I won't know until the next show if they show up or not. If they show up,
I'm with it.
if they don't
I don't
show
even
up,
talk.
You guys are all live. Hi.
Hi.
Everybody, this is our page of our viewers and friends.
I don't know, because he figures you're here.
Who said that?
Chris.
Chris Cope said TJ should talk.
Chris Cope's going back and forth between live feeds, I see. Mhm.
Yeah, he goes from yours to mine to
Hi, Win.
Neffy's to, yeah.
Okay, Neffy, you're having meatloaf for dinner, so you can stop drooling.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
I'm
Stacy.
so excited.
Now she's happy.
TJ is our secondary leader.
He's
Yes,
the master
he
of wood.
is.
He's a master of wood. That is you. Hi, Sierra.
Adina Ever. You did not read everything that was on this. No.
We are live.
Excuse me.
We're live. Hush your mouth. You can talk to me about this later.
Okay. It's not that big of a deal, but that's what the recording's going to be.
Recordings are cool. Makes it easier.
They're fighting.
Okay, then I need to like look over this before like 2 minutes or 30 seconds before I go on.
See what you started, Win?
I don't.
It's all your fault.
Damn it, Win.
Damn it, Win! What are you doing, Win?
Seriously.
Conversation killer.
I said I look on Facebook.
I think he didn't say the
The
number
number
7, letter
letter
C.
C,
home
home
improvement.
improvement.
Because nobody can find it. That's the problem.
Oh, really?
Seven C's. If you're a random person,
I'm
and
gonna
you
type
don't
in
know,
the number 7 and
Seven
the word
Cs?
C. S-E-A.
well, you would think 7 C's. Like 7 C's, the pirates. 7 C's.
Oh, okay.
So
We still love you,
nobody
Win.
has known.
Number 7, letter C.
Chris
home
Cope wanted me to
improvement.
tell you, Stephanie, that Arlene is watching, and you might remember.
Oh, okay, Waylon. We just do things the way we do them, okay?
What was that?
I'm yelling at my live feed.
This is better. You should save it for the. What?
For the air, this whole nonsense that we're.
Oh.
It's better than our live air show. Now everyone
go.
knows what you said.
We have 1 minute left.
Uno
Uno minuto.
minut. Yeah, what he
Hi,
said.
Arlene.
Can I have that back, please, Christopher?
No, my Mountain Dew is my Mountain Dew.
Give it here.
Oh,
Ask TJ. He knows. He already knows.
Well,
It's really sweet too.
Yeah, it's a huge
Is it
one.
caramel coffee?
No. It's just regular coffee.
Oh my gosh, I should pretend like that commercial. I'm all the way up.
What do we got left to talk about?
As we said that on
On live, yeah.
what do you want to talk about?
We just kind of wing it, people.
I don't know where this
We
cap
love you
went.
all, and we appreciate you watching.
Yes, we do.
Do we want to?
Thanks
play-
for watching.
Oh, we do have Simple Man
I mean,
by
we speak
Leonard
from the heart.
Skinner.
and it's our
Absolutely.
personal
Hi, Mo.
experiences.
Simple Man,
Hey,
Freebird.
Neffy, say hi,
8
Mo.
seconds.
Hi,
7
Mo.
seconds.
And
5 seconds.
4.
5, 4, 3.
Here we go. And we're back.
And we're back.
Hey,
back,
hey,
back.
hey.
Beautiful. Did you just?
We were
supposed to be
totally
mad, so-
sidetracked.
That's what technology does.
This
It
is
does, it totally
this is
does.
as live as it gets.
Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Oh,
should I
podcast
correct-
paused.
Should you correct what?
Yes, dear.
Oh, should I correct?
Go ahead if you want. Practice again.
Oh
Just
my.
makes perfect.
Okay. For
Progress,
all
not
your
perfection.
home improvement needs, heating, cooling, and remodeling needs, interior or exterior, they do it all. Call Chad Ever at 585-613-1548 or look him up on Facebook, the number 7, letter C, and then home improvements.
Yay!
Woo! Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Love you, Win.
Okay, so
Yes.
you
I said it all.
like why were you in a bad place?
Oh yeah. Well,
He does.
I had a really hard transition coming back here from Florida. Because you really want to know why? Because I have expectations, and that is a problem of mine.
Which I didn't
That I expect things to happen from people or just in situations, and that's kind of like one of my defects of character. And I expected when I
You
came
have
back
those
here.
too?
I really just I expected when I came here that I would start going to meetings and that I would just expand my support network and that it would just be like I picked up where I left off, and that was not the case. Living where I live is very difficult. I was just looking for the right word. It's very difficult. It's not anything like I was used to, and I'm a new mom. You know, all of it has been such an adjustment for me, and walking away, hi Brian, walking away from my support network was really difficult. And right before I met you guys, I was not in a very good place. You know, I was questioning everything to do with recovery, and I just really felt like I couldn't keep going the way that I was going, because I was going to meetings, I was meeting people, and I was calling these people, and they weren't answering the phone. Now, what I was used to in Florida is, well, first of all, I lived with my very best friend who was in recovery as well, so I always had her. But if I needed somebody and I picked up the phone, they were there, and they answered, and they came, like, running for me. So it was just difficult for me. And I think I was just very overwhelmed with living in New York, my living situation, and also being a mom.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, and I couldn't imagine. I used to want to move. I thought if I moved to a new place that I didn't really know, that I wouldn't be able to find drugs. Like, that was mine and Justin's plan a few years ago. We're like, we'll just move somewhere, and we'll go through getting sick, and we'll be fine. We never ended up moving anywhere, obviously. But you can't run away from it. So did you feel like you were running away from, like...
Recovery.
Okay.
That's the thing, is that I had multiple different opportunities to move back here, and I kept choosing to stay in Florida because this is where I was at with it. Like, there was this line that I had, and on one side of the fence, it was I had my whole recovery network of powerful women and powerful people in my life. But here I was about to have a baby and was not financially stable. His father wasn't helping, and what was I going to do? So on the other line, it was come back here where my whole family was that could help me get through this trying time of being a new mom and having a baby, but I knew nobody in recovery. And I didn't know how to, like, cross that line. You know, that's why I kept trying to stay in Florida, because I was so dependent on my support network. But I also knew that it was going to come to the time that I could not depend on them financially to help me with my son. Is that funny?
No,
No, I just...
I was laughing at something else.
So, ultimately, there's nothing on my face. Ultimately, I sound crazy, right? Yeah, I know. I am. Ultimately,
Welcome.
ultimately, I chose to come back to New York because I know this might sound a little bit crazy, but I was more... Sorry, you're funny. I was more afraid that if I stayed in Florida, even though I had a ton of support recovery-wise, that I would end up picking back up because of the overwhelmingness of being a new mom. I have no idea. I had no idea what it was like being a mom. I still don't. I'm still learning what it's like to be a mom. So I came back here because I knew that the most important thing not only was for me to stay clean, but it was for me to be present for my son. So I came here.
And you're such a good mommy.
Thank you.
You are. And he's so cute.
Oh
He's
my
the
God,
cutest
he's
little
adorable.
dude.
So cute. So did you, like, isolate yourself intentionally when you got here?
I don't think at first it was intentional, because I was very adamant about going to meetings and getting involved because that's what I was used to. I was a part of a network that was huge. I had very big service commitments. My whole life was involved in my program. I lived my program. So I was very adamant about going to meetings. I networked with people, and I know you're watching right now because you're one of the people that kept japping on me to take me to meetings. Yep, you, Jap.
Brian?
That would be Brian! And I really tried to network with people. And every meeting I went to, I would raise my hand, and I would be like, you know, I'm not new to recovery, but I'm new to this meeting, and I need a phone list, and I would call people, and after like the fourth girl that I like actually liked and got to know didn't answer my phone calls, that was it. You know, so it's partially my own fault because I didn't really give it that much effort. But I was so devastated that it wasn't anything like what I was used to. I couldn't believe that these women weren't like the other women that I knew in recovery. And I'm for real, it was like devastating to me.
That's
Right.
gotta be really frustrating.
It was. And that's why I like keep talking about it, because especially the network that I came from in Florida, these women, and they still do, still now, like I haven't seen them in 6 months that I've been back here, but they message me to check up on me, make sure I'm doing okay, and you know, they always can tell by my stupid Facebook post that something's going on, you know? But it's true. And then I really started isolating bad, you know, like then I didn't even go to meetings, and then I met you guys. And even after, like, this is what I mean about, like, it coming in waves, because even while I've been involved and, like, totally dedicated to this and what we're doing in this movement and being on board, you know, then life shows up. Then things happen. Then, you know, I start a brand new job, and it's, like, a very big deal. This job is such a big deal. It's, like, a career, not just, like, you know, a regular job. And then I get in a relationship, and, you know, and, like, life is happening. And then it's like you don't really but your priorities get skewed with what you have going on, because it's like, now I have to focus on this job. And then, you know, my mom was in the hospital, so it was like all of these things were happening in my life. And the one thing that I wasn't being the most vigilant on is my recovery. So then it's like, what's going on? Like, I have no idea what's going on in the group, because I wasn't being present. You know, I was letting other things take up that time by my own choice, you know? Not that I, like, regret any of that, but it's like I could have managed my time way better. So then here I was sitting in this place once again, not as, like, I don't know, hopeless, I guess, as I felt, but, like, what am I doing? Now what am I doing? So the day that I realized that, truthfully, it was, like, just, like, last week or so, I had all this stuff going on that we're not going to get into at all. But because of the events that happened, I was sitting at my house and I go, I need to go to a meeting. Like, I don't care, you know, and I went to my grandmother and I go, listen, either I'll take my son with me. I don't care. So it's either I'm taking him with me or you can watch him, but I'm going to a meeting today.
Good girl.
And that was, you know, I said, I called my best friend in Florida and I told her everything that was going on, and she was like, what are you doing? Like, you know, what are you doing? What are you doing? So that's what I did. I got up and I went to a meeting. And I felt so much better, like I always do. And what else did I do? You know, I reached out to you guys, because I'm like, okay, you know, I messaged you personally, Neff, and I was like, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to become more involved once again? Mm-hmm. Because this is what keeps me going. This is what makes me happy.
Right. And I think, I feel like a lot of people who, I don't know how to word this right. Okay, I'm going to try and word this without offending anybody.
But if she does, she
but
still
if I
loves
do,
you.
I apologize. I'm not trying to. I feel like a lot of people who are in recovery and doing, you know, who are also in Be the Change, who have sponsors or sometimes, you know, counselors or sponsors or, you know,
Go ahead, we know what you're saying.
tell people without experiencing what we do to not join us. And now everybody who comes out with us is safe. You know,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you're safe, you're supportive or supported. And it kind of hurts my feelings that without these people joining us and seeing what we do and what it's like and how therapeutic it is for us to tell other people not to do our Sunday cleanups. And I mean, yeah, I get if you're on like day 2 or day 6 home from detox or inpatient, no, I don't think you should come right out if you're not ready. I mean, but if you've gone away to like an inpatient and you know you want this, like so many of us do, and you come out and you see what we're all about, it's awesome. Like I said, we're like a big family and we have so much fun together. I'm just so grateful to everyone who comes out, everyone who supports us, and I love what we do.
Honestly, if they come out and see what we do up close and personal, I think their opinions would totally change. And Chris Cope basically said peer support is key for recovery. We are the lone black wolf outcast of society, and it's sad to see people not let into inner circles in recovery. Good point.
Very good point.
Yeah,
I
definitely
think
true.
I think that happens a lot because people are not necessarily working a program. A lot of people claim recovery, but there's a difference between being in the fellowship and being in recovery and actually like recovering. Like if you're doing something to better yourself each and every day, then you know what I mean. You're working a program and you're in recovery.
Absolutely.
Where's the freaking nail, man?
Like, yeah, like you can be clean or you can be clean and in recovery.
Right.
And I think all the other attempts at recovery I tried, I was just sitting in a chair hoping that osmosis would take place and I could get recovery. But the fact of the matter is I can't sit in a chair and watch someone drywall and learn how to drywall. I have to make action. And that's what I had to do in recovery this time. I just dove in head first. And it's not easy by any means, but it's a whole lot less stressful. And I let people guide me. And I've been staying clean. And I've just been staying busy with it.
And that's awesome.
Well, I think that everybody kind of finds
We are
their
very proud of you.
everyone
Thank
finds their own niche, you know.
Right.
And that's another thing that I keep talking about.
Food is good too, though.
Oh, food! I love food. You guys want to go eat?
Oh my gosh.
That's all I can talk about. I was really biased. Also, when I first moved back here too, I was very biased about my program and what I worked in my fellowship, and that's what this group helped show me is that it doesn't really matter. And then, you know, I felt like all of the things that I sort of questioned about my own fellowship and what I choose to believe, some of it I wasn't 100%. I don't 100% agree with it. And then when I found this beautiful thing was that was okay. You know, not only was that okay because nobody recovers perfectly. You know, there is no perfect program or perfect way to do it. It's literally whatever works for you.
Right.
No matter what. All it really is about is getting clean, staying clean, and working vigilantly to be a better person. Because, like what you just said, Chris, I feel like is a point that people miss all the time. If I get clean and I'm clean, that's great. You know, I think that's kudos to you for getting clean. But if you don't do some work on yourself inside, the same chaos, confusion, and havoc that ran in your life when you were getting high is going to follow you once you get clean. Because you're not trying to work on yourself internally and look at what caused this, you know?
Why was I running from myself from the jump, you know? That's
Right.
what I had to figure out. Like, what pain inside of me was so great that I had to run from myself from the time of 11 years old until 30 years old, you know? And I think for me, too, all the other attempts at recovery, like, I had thought I hit a bottom, but for me this time, like, I really had to experience a spiritual death. And only in total desperation was I willing to actually come into a program and be vigilant and accept the program for what it was and take suggestions from people and stuff like that, because all the other times I was still trying to do it my way. And my way just led me back out time and time again. And I'm blessed, you know, like I have people in my life that care about me today and guide me through the book of the fellowship that I'm in. And, you know, they call me on my BS because I do have character defects. I do have behaviors I still might act on or speak about or whatever, but it's not a bad thing. Like Karina said, no one's perfect. We try to get better each and every day, but we're never going to be saints. We're not saints. We're human beings. So we just do the best that we can each and every day.
Absolutely. And that's awesome that you guys can all do that.
Right. And like I said, we all say nobody recovers the same way. There is no right or wrong way. And it's not we totally support what AA does, NA, all of that. Just, we haven't found our right group or whatever it may be. We're doing it a different way, and that's okay. I know people who go to AA and NA and they love it. They walk in and they're like, I found my home. And that's awesome. I walk in with these guys and I'm like, I found my home.
Right.
It's my family.
Yeah.
Well, who was it? Was it Jake that said when he sees us out there? It was Jake, right?
Yeah,
he
it was
said
Jake.
we're his church.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
And that's it. For some people, it is church, you know, and that's. I really can't. I just.
Well,
It
you
really
know,
doesn't
we're
matter.
reaching out to so many people out there when we're out on the streets, and we're giving them a bag of hope, not dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, and super huge thank you to Tammy today. She came and dropped off
Oh my
a bunch
gosh.
of
Thank you,
stuff.
Tammy.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I think we
Yes,
handed
thank you.
most of it out, and everyone was so grateful, as they always are. And one of our regulars, we're so excited that he's going to be getting into SBH, hopefully tomorrow.
Hopefully.
And then my friend Donnie's roommate got into treatment. You know, people.
So that puts
people
it-
want
puts-
What's
this.
Donnie doing?
That
by
puts
the
us
way?
at how many people have we gotten into treatment?
Oh,
Well, when this one gets in, it would be the 24th that we helped
24
get in.
24
Four.
people.
Yeah. So that makes me happy. I have so much love for these people. I am them. I was them, you know? And we're giving them hope, and that's important. That's what I needed. That's what Chris needed, and Karina, and we all need hope. We all need it desperately.
Up with the hope, down with the dope.
Yes.
Yeah. Woo-hoo.
All right, guys. Well, it's about time for us to wrap it up. So, no pun intended.
Okay.
As you look to
just
your
kidding.
left.
Thank you guys for listening to Be the Change on 106.3 FM.
RochesterFreeRadio.com.
.com.
We gotta record that. That's great. I love it. And we're gonna close out with some Johnny Cash and Leonard
Johnny
Skinner.
Cash.
Woo woo.
Love
so
y'all.
We love you
Love
guys.
you.
Thank you
keep
for
being
watching.
the change, Rochester.